This is 9 News.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Christine Ahern. Well, it's a sight and smell we almost forgot, but rain has finally fallen across parts of New South Wales, filling local dams and even putting out bushfires. The heaviest rainfall was recorded in the Hunter over the last 24 hours as isolated showers drenched parts of the state. 30 to 80 millimetres of rain is expected to fall between Friday and Sunday. And while it's not drought-breaking, it's certainly a welcome relief. Our reporter will have more later in the bulletin. Across to Queensland now, where much of the state is getting a summer soaking. Some areas of the Sunshine State recorded more than 80 millimetres in the past 24 hours, with the Bureau of Meteorology warning the wet weather is only beginning. It's been a blessing and a curse, with intense rainfall leading to flash flooding in parts. Conditions are expected to ramp up into the weekend, with severe thunderstorms forecast for the southeast to central Queensland. An inquest into the deaths of a prospecting couple in outback WA has heard from a key suspect in the case. Graham Milne, a friend and colleague of Raymond and Jenny Kellett, has denied deliberately misleading police during the extensive search for the couple, telling the inquest he last saw them when they were chasing their dog. Mr Kellett's body was found down an abandoned mine shaft nearly 2 kilometres from his campsite in WA's Midwest. No trace has ever been found of his wife. A monster fire has destroyed a popular supermarket on the holiday island of Bali. The blaze ripped through Bintang Mini Mart about 3 o'clock this morning in Seminyak. Tourists filmed the inferno as the building burnt to the ground. Thankfully, no one was injured. Taking a look at the weather around the country today. And Brisbane, you're headed for a top of 28, 24 and a possible storm in Sydney, and a top of 34 degrees in Darwin. An Adelaide family has arrived home to a furry surprise, with a koala sneaking into their house and making itself comfortable in the bed. The cheeky marsupial managing to get in via the back door left open for the family's pet dog. It followed the owner out to the street before being picked up by a koala rescue team. Very cute. Well, coming up this morning, a Melbourne crime kingpin is kicked out of the country. How Australian authorities pounced on Tony Mockbell and Carl Williams' former associate. Australia's Olympic hurdle, while Pauline Hanson is trying to roadblock the return of the Games in 2032. And Prince Harry back on the scene after announcing his exit from the family business. So could this be his final engagement as a royal? Returning to our top story today, where New South Wales has received some welcome relief as rain falls across the state, filling dams and even putting out bushfires. Today's Sydney reporter Sarah Stewart joins us with the latest. Sarah, how much rain are we expecting in the coming days?
Yeah, good morning to you, Chris. Well, the BOM predicts over the next few days, 3 to 4 days, we could get anywhere from 30 to 80 millimetres. While this isn't drought-breaking, they will take anything they can get, and they will be doing some more rain dances. Chris?
They certainly will. Sarah Stewart, thank you. Well, while some were waiting for the rain, they got this instead. A monster dust storm travelling from southern Queensland down to New South Wales. Strong winds, which came with the welcome rain, whipped up the red dust, which turned day into night for thousands of people. It's believed the dust was seen in the Darling Downs before travelling to areas including Gunnedah and Tamworth. The articles of impeachment against US President Donald Trump have just been handed over to the Senate as the Government Accountability Office reveals the White House broke the law by withholding aid to Ukraine. US correspondent Tim Avia joins us now. Tim, the President will soon be summoned?
Now, in the next hour, we are expecting to see the Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts sworn in to oversee the trial, as well as the 100 senators sworn in as jurors. The big question then is, will Donald Trump actually show up to answer to those charges? It's more likely he will send his lawyers, but with Donald Trump, you never know. Christine?
That's certainly right, Tim Avia. Thank you. Well, Russia has this morning confirmed it has a new Prime Minister, less than 24 hours after President Vladimir Putin called for an overhaul of the country's constitution. The lower house of Parliament has voted to have a former tax official as the Prime Minister after the entire Russian government resigned yesterday. There's a new kid on the block stealing all the attention at this Belgian zoo. A baby girl giraffe born just 5 days ago called Valai can be seen wandering around her pen while her mum Barbie keeps a close eye on her. Named after her father, who died last year, the zoo says all animals born this year will have a name, starting with V. Still to come this morning, all of the day's sports news as Ash Barty finds form in Adelaide. Finch praises Warner after their record partnership. And could Alex Rance be set for an AFL return? Stay with us on Nine's Early Edition. All the weather details are coming up after the break. Taking a look at the weather now and around the country today. Brisbane, you're headed for a top of 28 and a top of 34 degrees in Darwin. Tomorrow, Brisbane can expect a possible storm and 27, Melbourne smoke haze and 28. That's all from me this morning. Now it's time for Today.